Today on Common Good MTG, we are playing with an Angel tribal deck. Doesn't seem to be any stuff in here from Aetherdrift, but we do have stuff from Foundation and Duskmourn. Yeah, this is pretty up to date as far as Angel tribal can be. If this sounds good to you, then stay tuned to find out more. Hello and welcome to Uncommonly Good MTG. I'm your host, a person who is sometimes known as Abe Froman, the Sausage King of Chicago, Dr. Yukon Socket. Yes, thank you. Filmed for a live studio audience. Thank you so much, Yukon Socket. Word to your mama. So I'm broadcasting to you today from my secret underground headquarters, and I'm bringing to you a deck I found over on the Aether Hub, posted by Jagger, known as S-Angel. S-Angel. So, yeah, it looks like a fairly standard Angel Triber deck. This thing was put together as a mid-range janky deck. I can tell you I played it a couple times, and I had some problems with it. Mostly it was the lack of control. So I ended up throwing in 4 Sheltered by Ghosts, cut down on some Angels and maybe some other stuff that I thought we could afford to get rid of. And this is what we ended up with and ended up doing pretty well. I think it probably needs even some more control to it, but this thing did well enough. We're going for it for what we got today. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the cards in this deck. We'll talk a little bit about how it should work, and then we're going to go out and crush some hopes and dreams. Let's see if we go through this quickly. What does this do? All of your opponent's creatures come in tapped, and you gain a life. Whenever one of your creatures come into play, you gain a life. This guy has Vigilance. It's flying in 2/2, and whenever another Angel enters the battlefield, you put a Popo counter on it, and you can tap her to basically have a free mana for paying on an Angel. So, Angel Ramp. Here's Shelter by Ghost. This is why I added to the deck. And what does this do? You enchant one of your creatures. You get to exile target non-land permanent an opponent controls. And enchanted creature gets +1/+0, has lifelink and ward. All of that is fantastic. Throw it on Giada or something. She can become a lifelinky warded 2/4/2 or something. That is great. Is it 4/2? No, +1/+, 3/2. Youthful Valkyrie. This one gets whenever another Angel comes in the battlefield, it gets a Popo counter. So she'll just get pumped by everything else coming up. Angel Vitality. If you would gain life, you gain that much life +1. And this creature gets +2/+2 as long as you have 25 or more life. You're going to get there. And these things will become 4/4 flying guys at that point. Inspiring Overseer comes in, you draw a card, and you gain a life. If you have Vitality, you gain 2 life. Resplendent Angel. At the beginning of your end step, if you gained at least 5 life on this turn, you create a 4/4 flying white Angel baby. And for 6 mana, you can give Resplendent Angel +2/+2 and lifelink, which will make her be a 5/5 with lifelink, which will make her own babies out of that. Glorious. Exemplar of Light, one of the new Angels, flying. Whenever you gain life, you put a Popo counter on this creature. So all the life game you got going on is going to go towards pumping this guy up like crazy, like nuts. Whenever you put 1 or more Popo counters on this creature, draw a card. It only triggers once per turn. But yeah, you could just... This ability triggers once per turn. Yeah, but you can keep putting more and more on there, but you get at least 1 card out of the deal. And they're not legendary. But speaking of legendary, we get Lyra the Dawnbringer. I only got 1 of her in here. You can see she's from Denominaria because she's got all that stained glass going on. But flying First Strike Lifelink, all other Angels get +1/+1 and have Lifelink. That, when you put her out and she gets to stay out, man, your deck just becomes swole. 24 regular lands, and that's it. So what are we going to do? We're going to put out a little bit of control with Authority of the Consuls, start getting out lifelink. As we throw our dudes out, we're going to be gaining life like nuts. Our Angels are going to respond positively to that. Maybe start putting out babies, maybe start pumping themselves up, and then eventually Lyra might pop out and just make everybody super strong and have lifelink. They're not going to be able to hold you back. You can use Shelter by Ghost to pin down the important parts of other people's decks, and you will win, win, win. All right, so that's it. Now, before we go out and do our damage, let's do as we do every night. Let's say our prayers and talk about what is best in life. Hands together. Dear Black Queen Sholdred, who dwells within the dark chambers of my heart, please hear my prayers and grant your blessings as we attempt to crush our enemies, see them driven before us, and to hear the lamentations of the women. All right, playing with Lord Biggie. Keep. I like this curve. It's nice. 1 gets us into 2. We got 3, 4 gets us into the Exemplar. Let's hope that he doesn't just sit there and just shoot my angels out of the sky. That is always disappointing. All right, here goes number 4. Oh, I forgot to attack first. Dang it. Yeah, well, I always forgot that about Giada. You got to attack first because she's got vigilance. This guy's going to town. One, 2. What do we got left? 3 at this point. Not enough to do anything great. Still, we're smacking things down like the Incredible Hulk has had a bad day. Trick or treat. All right, we're going to gain a bunch of life on the next turn. Pass the rock, yo. There we go. All right, that is pretty majestic. And all in. And we win. They just laid down the righteous hammer. Victory! And we're playing against Felipe. Hola, Felipe. ¿Cómo estás? Authority's nice. So 1, 2, and these 2 guys are 3s. That's a nice ramp. A nice curve, I should say. Keep. Ooh. Danger kitty. Hubert wants to be fed. She's going the wrong direction. But then against mono red aggro, we may have some problems. And pin things down with the authority. That will be nice, though. That nips haste in the bud. Means we gotta play this thing slow just by the way that the man is coming at this point. Steal the Heartfire hero, that might be a good idea. And nobody to grab at that. So the question is, should I grab it? Yeah, I'm going to do it. It's just the Soul Cauldron's a whole lot of nothing. Until suddenly it's a big problem. He's got another one, everybody. Look out. He's coming right for us. All right, there's 4. I'm going to put out the Vitality Angel. What can we do here? Sacrifice this card. Creature cards in your graveyard gain. You may cast them. All right. I don't have anything in the graveyard. Plus, the Soul Cauldron is going to make sure I continue to not have anything out there. He's going to want to eat his own stuff. Pass to blockers. I'm not going to block. Whatever, man. You're going to try to pull something kooky on me? Pull it. But you're not going to kill my creatures. I got life gain on my side. You don't like that, Gruul. I know you don't. Pump. All right, so more of that. Sure, I'll put another guy out. Dawnbringer. All right, he's down to 7. We're totally showing lethal at this moment. And we got a baby. We got a baby out of the deal. That is fantastic. Because you know who I don't mind sacrificing to the Mouse Brigade? Is babies. Thank you for the extra life. I'm at 42, man. I don't think you're going to explode on me with 1 mana. Yeah, there you go. Victory! That cat was very polite. You see it bow down to me? That was fantastic. All right, playing against BT Emissary. I don't like the fact we don't have any creatures, early creatures here. I think it's Stinky Dog. Stinky Dog, Stinky Dog. We got 3s. Heir appearance. And nothing to do. All right, go steal that. Impact Trimmers. That might be the thing to do. Maybe next turn I'll take the other one. I want to spread the wealth on that wordiness. Oof. That is really good. All right, well, number one, we've got to put out another dude. Unfortunately, we can't put down the Consuls then. All right, let's go gain some life next turn, right? These guys are just slow as it is, though, but I will gain all the life for putting his guys out. That will help. I know you're going to hate it. You're going to hate it even worse right there, man. Victory! All right, we're playing against Korvolker. Which I believe is Old Germanic for snail smuggler. But woo. Okay, we got 4 mana we're going to need for those guys. This is not looking good. Choking on mana is not good because even if I get a 3, all I'm getting out is this little dork right there. We need to start piling on the mana here in a second. Giada wouldn't be too bad. Mana. All right, so these guys will get pumped. Those guys are fantastic with what we got laid out. We just got to pull one more mana. He's got the beef, though, is the problem. The beef supreme. So I'm just jabbing, it's unfortunately, but he's throwing haymakers. I can gain more life. That might be a thing that's going to keep us alive. We'll see what happens here. I'd like to be able to get this out before I can throw down some other dudes. But I need to get those exemplars out, because they're the only people that have anything close to being beefiness. Lyra would be super kick-ass. Yeah, 5th mana would be pretty amazing. Yeah, you should make it equal to that guy's power there. We fight against dragons here in a second. Oh, 5th mana, I can't believe it. Life gain! Alright, it's down to 9. We just gained a truckload of life. And some more exemplars. Alright, super cool. Poor Lyra. You were awesome. What are you going to do? You going to attack me? I might be dead. No math. Oh, we just lost. Just ridiculous amounts. That's so stupid. All right, playing against the Bleeding Duck. We're going here. Single to 1, a bunch of 2s. All right. It's not a particularly strong hand, but it's a good basis for an early game. Two with the Giada. Let's go gain some life, yo. All right, so all we can do now is replace Giada and keep swinging in. All right, we got a couple of powerhouses in the air right now. That's great. Obviously, he looks like the kind of guy that wants to start stealing more dudes. So I expect we're going to see some more exiles here in a second. What is this, anyway? If you are a creature, +1, vigilance till the end of turn. Right. So you can do 4 points damage. We'll just say no blocks. It's fine. And here comes the land brigade at this point. All right, come on, man. I don't know what your deal is. Yeah, sweet, googly, moogly. This deck tried to pull the same thing on me last time. It pulled like 10 lands in a row. Is it the deck? Is it the shuffler? Man, I don't know. It's getting really frustrating, though. Look out, Cubert. It's coming right at you. All right, man. Come on. What are you going to block? Gains 3 life. He's down to 1. All we gotta do is sneak one guy through and survive through 14 points of damage and 7 poison counters. At this point, the question is, does he know what he's got going on? Power 2 or less. That leaves me with Giada. 2 Giadas. Now, if he steals it, I'd be in a bad position. But he doesn't have any mana. You got nothing left, baby cakes. Touchdown. Lava Bears. Nah, I didn't really enjoy that one. All right, we were playing against Kamasu. All right, we got a nice curve here. Let's hope we can keep it together. I would have loved to have gotten this out first, but the thing is, I need to get Giada and then Resplendent Angel. Let's hope that Giada stays alive. Hey, Pumpkinhead Dog, it's good to see you. Cool. And I always forget to attack with Giada first. Oh, that drives me crazy. Always I forget. All right, super cool. Let's go with the attack first. There we go. Come on in. Let's go for it. All attack, yo. And we'll Exemplar. Got 2 mana. Does he have a count spell? Does not. Love to get these guys out. I can definitely put out one, and no, yeah, I can, and there's Resplendent Angel, provided that Giada stays around. Oh. All right, let's see. So if we put out, we've got total of 5 mana. Let's take it in. Resplendent Angel. I would have loved to put out a baby there, but yeah, we didn't have enough. We'll put out Lyra on the next turn. He's got that Captain Howler over there. Look at how many lands I just pulled. There's only 24 in here, but yet this shuffler is out to get this deck. Yeah, pump it, yo. I'm down to 14. And you're out of mana. And I've got tons and tons flying in the air. This is where you give up. Pee pants, pee pants. Are you going to try to rope me there, Komasu? All right, there we go. He's letting this thing go through small, in short bursts. You're just being a roper right now. And we win. Pee pants. All right, so here we are with an Angel Tribal deck, all mono white. Yeah, no, it was good. This was just a nice mid-range deck with a great curve on it. 1, 2, look at that. 2, 3 goes straight up. Giada helping to pay for the big boys. So, yeah, it was not a problem. You could get out Exemplar of Light fairly early, turn 3, easily, usually because of Giada. You know, I don't like putting legendaries in like that, but Giada is really good to get out early. Let's put it that way. I added Sheltered by Ghosts because the lack of control was driving me nuts, and so I thought that made for a much better deck. And it did. Between Authority of the Consuls, is there only one of those in there? Man, that is nuts. And Sheltered by Ghosts. Yeah, we did a good job of keeping a lot of stuff pinned down. In fact, I might even say maybe even put down a little bit more control. The balance was good, though. It was really good. Trying to see my win rate here. So anyways, let's get to it. Who was the MVP? Who was the most valuable player? I mean, it was Giada. Giada was it because Giada is the linchpin for getting this whole deck activated early. The fact that you got her out, and I always forget, you attack with her first, and then you use her to spend the mana to put out other angels, as well as giving them popo counters. That extra push made the deck so much better. Authority of the Consuls was fantastic for this deck. That was really good. Case of the Uneaten Feast is that life gain engine that kept you in the game longer, as well as pushing your angels, because they loved life gain. A lot of them like gave you little bits of life, but most of them reacted strongly to either other angels come in play or to other life gain happening. So big time, they needed things like Case of the Uneaten Feast to make that stuff work for you. So between the Authority Consuls and the Case of the Uneaten Feast, yeah, good stuff there. If anything, there's one of the lands that you pick a creature type and they can't be countered. That might have been really good for this deck rather than just going 24 planes. Because all we're playing is angels anyway, for the most part. Yeah, we could afford to not have that, and it would keep us better off against blue decks. Because I got countered a few times, and that was really disappointing. All right, let's get to it. Let's see. So, who was the MVP? It was Giada. Congratulations, Giada. You were going to Disneyland. Number 2, was this game competitive? Yes, it was. It was a weak competitive. It was 62%. Now, the thing is, I kind of felt like I was getting gypped because there was just these stretches where I would get nothing but mana for like 5 or 6 turns in a row, and that's just ridiculous. Plus, there's other times, like when I was playing against Mono Black, that's where really I had the biggest problem, unless I had access to my Sheltered by Ghost. That's when everything worked great. But then when I would play against Mono Black and I wouldn't have any sort of control, yeah, because they'd always put out what I call the Terminator, the one that does half your life or something. And then they'd combo that up. And I had no ability to deal with it. I'd be throwing chumps in front of it like crazy. And I'd be trying to gain life. But when you're losing half your life and usually twice that much per turn, yeah, there's pretty much nothing you could do. You have to have control. So luckily I did have Shelter by Ghost. That did work out once. But against 2 other Mono Black decks, that didn't happen. I couldn't get to any of my control. So adding control is by far the awesomest thing to do. If anything, like I always feel like 12 bits of creature control is probably the best way to go. We have only got 4. That is it. We're missing like 8 other control cards. Thing is that do we really want to get rid of them? Do I really want to? I mean, you could maybe cut Inspiring Overseer or something like that. I don't know. We'd have to it'd be hard. You have to make some hard cuts. The lineup you got's really good. And like I said, 62 is not bad. And I think luck played a big part of it. So was it competitive? I'm going to say just barely. We're not going to get good points for that. Number 2, was this deck fun? It was great playing with Angel decks. I mean, I like playing with Tribal. I love playing with Goblin Tribal, Angel Tribal. Dragon, I always want to love, but it usually sucks pretty hard. Elves are okay. Elves are really good right now. Elves are good. God, what's the other kind? The artifact guys. They're not artifacts. What are they called? The guys with all the infect all the time. It's not Eldrazi. It's... Dang it, I can't remember the name. I can't remember their stupid Phyrexians. That's what they're called. Yeah, Phyrexian Tribal is super good. But Angels has been awesome. They're very straightforward. The artwork's always good. And I like the fact that they're all flying because that evasion usually does a pretty good job for you, being pretty overwhelming. They have nice big butts, and so therefore you can defend against little dudes for a while. Giada's a little on the frail side, but still for her cost as a 2/2 with Flying and Vigilance, she's pretty decent. Yeah, so I find this for me personally, this is a fun deck. I usually like playing with that. It's a nice mid-range, straight curve, just grow it up there. Slightest bit of ramp, just a tiny bit of control, but creature. Beautiful. Lastly, was this deck interesting? Well, I got to say yes, because it's a tribal deck. Yes, it automatically wins interesting because it's tribal. Other than that, I'm a little disappointed that there isn't like any sort of like Aetherdrift cards in here. I don't even know if they have angels. I really haven't even taken a look at the set that closely yet. But since they're not in here, and this deck came out, like I think it was today, I'm guessing they probably don't have angels in Aetherdrift. Do they have stuff that will help out angels? I don't know, but it didn't make its way in here. So I'm a little disappointed in this deck because it's not playing any new cards. We do have Foundation, which isn't bad. So altogether, there's a little bit of a refresh in here with the Exemplar of Light, with Shelter by Ghost, with Duskmourn and stuff coming on. Consuls is a good card. Yeah, okay, so we have 3 of those guys. We had them from 2 different sets. Okay, that explains it. Yeah. And altogether, so it's a fairly recent version of an Angel Tribal deck. So, yeah, interesting. All right, so let's add that up. Was this deck competitive? Just barely. Was it fun? Yes. Was it competitive? Was it interesting? I have to say yes. All right, so I'm going to give this deck a straight A. I thought it was a great deck. I would play this thing regularly. It's a little boring. You know, you're just attacking, but I do like the way that the angels explode. Their worth of life gain is fantastic. So there you go. In straight A deck, if you decide to play with this deck, I hope that you have as much fun with it as I did. That is all for now. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like and subscribe. From all of us here in the secret underground headquarters of Uncommonly Good MTG, have a great day. In the words of my people, shine on, you crazy diamonds. Later. Today on Uncommonly Good MTG, we are playing with an Angel tribal deck. There doesn't seem to be any stuff in here from Aetherdrift, but we do have stuff from Foundation and Duskmourn. Yeah, this is pretty up to date as far as Angel tribal can be. If this sounds good to you, then stay tuned to find out more.